Hey folks, Jeff Rowe. I'm on this side of the camera today. So, as you saw from the previous video, day 7, first week of Carnivore is over. Just had dinner and just finished up all the leftovers. I have to say, it's actually easier to do than I thought it was going to be. And what I mean by that is the meal prep and everything, it's really not that bad. You just basically cook a bunch of stuff in the beginning of the week, and then cook a few things towards the end. You space it out, you're pretty good to go. We're gonna see now the true test being that I'm going back to work day shift for most of next week. So which means that when I get home tomorrow from work, I'm gonna have to do cooking and stuff like that. So I'm gonna try to throw a workout in there as well tomorrow night. One thing that I forgot to mention is since today is Sunday, I did work out today. I did back, kind of took Friday and Saturday off. Just didn't sleep well Friday, didn't really sleep all that well Saturday. Figured today was the last day for the week, might as well get it in, right? So what have I noticed about myself being different since I started Carnivore a week ago? I mean, not too much. The biggest thing that I'll say is the pain in my right side, like right down in here, below my rib cage, has not really materialized like it has previously. Prior to Carnivore, for the last, I gotta say, since 2018, maybe 2019, I've just had this pain right under my rib cage that would just get worse throughout the day after I would eat. And even on some days where I didn't eat anything until I got home from dinner, I noticed just by sitting down there was a lot of discomfort there. It felt like somebody was taking a balloon and slowly inflating it throughout the day. So as you can imagine, that's fairly uncomfortable, right? Did a bunch of testing, had CAT scan, ultrasound, what else? I want to say an MRI. Probably not, though. I can't definitively remember the MRI, but or maybe it wasn't for that. But yeah, all the test results came back negative. Everything was normal. So, I definitely was concerned because of where the gallbladder is. That's where it is. I was concerned it might be the gallbladder. The ultrasound didn't show anything. The CT scan with contrast didn't show anything. And those two procedures were not cheap. That was, with those two combined, it was $900 out of my own pocket. So, I'd really like to prefer not having to spend, $900 a year just to find nothing wrong with me medically, right? I mean, we all know there's something mentally wrong with me, sure. But that aside, just kidding, there's nothing wrong with me mentally. Other than I have a mustache. But yeah, it was really unsettling. I was kind of at my wit's end about it. I just thought, all right, well, this is going to be what I'm dealing with for the rest of my life. Unless I get my gallbladder removed, and then there's a whole, assuming it was the gallbladder, which there's no telling that it would be. And then there's a whole other issues with that, right? Like, it's in your body for a reason. It should probably stay if it's can, right? So I had seen a lot of videos about Carnivore on YouTube. I have heard people talk about it. I've heard a lot of good success stories. I had also heard how it was the worst thing possible and that it was destroying your body and it wasn't doable long term and whatever. People can eat however they want to eat, right? If people want to eat tofu, let them eat tofu. If people want to eat vegan, let them eat vegan. I have very good friends who are vegan and they're thriving. Great for them. I love the fact that it's working for them. I tried going vegetarian back in 2016 2016, 17. Didn't work. I did a juice cleanse for about 2 weeks in 2016, and that's when my appendix decided to go all haywire, so that had to come out. Let's see, what else? I've done pescatarian, and then just the typical standard American SAD diet for 27 years of my life, which is why I weighed over 190 pounds when I started this. But yeah, the biggest thing that I noticed is the pain was less. It was a lot less, to the fact that I was kind of surprised when throughout the day I was like, I don't really have that pain right now. Interesting. And so I note it down mentally. And that started to occur around day 5, where I really stopped noticing or noticed the lack of pain and discomfort there is. So that's good. I mean, it's not fully gone. It's still there a little bit, but a lot less than it was. Let's see, what else? I weighed myself Sunday, the night before starting Carnivore, last week, and I weighed 193 pounds. That may not sound like a lot, but I'm 6 foot, and I have a 36-inch waist. I carry most of my weight around my midsection, right in here. Yes, right there. It jiggles, and I don't like it. Back in 2015, I actually did lose about 40 pounds. The highest I ever was 210. 210 on a 6 foot frame is not pretty. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still have the gut, which I'm working on getting rid of. But I was able to get down to about 170, which was what I was through high school, college, stuff like that. It was only when I actually started working and getting stressed out and then having the money to pay for the food because I was stressed out that I started putting on the weight. The other thing that I've done in terms of diet-wise to kind of help, figure stuff out is I did do a 6-day water fast a couple of years ago. That was enlightening, to say the least. It was very interesting. The first 3 to 4 days were rough, but after the 4th day, that was fine. I felt great. So enough just random babbling. So why am I doing Carnivore? Well, obviously, I don't like the fact that I have this weight around my midsection, right? I've had high blood pressure for most of my teenage and adult life, somewhere north of 130 for the top number. Systolic, is that what that is? Systolic? Sure. And so systolic. Diastolic was probably in the 90s, 94, 95. I've even had it where it was over 100. I think it was 150 over 105 was the highest I ever had. Quick side note, I don't like needles. So when someone tells me, hey, we're going to draw blood pressure goes up, right? So there's that. I'm sure that had a lot to do with it. So high blood pressure, my glucose, fasting glucose, has been hovering in the mid-90s, and it even topped 100 one time. I think it was 101. And 99 is the high range of normal. So, I saw the midsection, which is stereotypical for men to carry weight around their midsection. They have that beer belly. High blood pressure, high blood glucose, and what else? Yeah, that was about it. So all of the reading that I had done prior to starting Carnivore and all the medical stuff I watched on YouTube, all the medical stuff I read online, indicates to me that if I don't do something, I'm probably going to become diabetic. Something like, it's like 60%, or there's a really high number. I'll say 30%, 33% of Americans are pre-diabetic, and they have no idea. Like 33, there's another third of Americans that are diabetic, type 2 diabetic. I do not want to deal with that if I can help it. Part of this channel is about being prepared for emergencies and stuff like that. And what bigger emergency could I nip in the bud right now than potentially having diabetes down the road? So that's the main focus, fixing the potentially pre-diabetes, obviously getting rid of the beer belly that I have, and by doing that, or to do that, I need to lose weight. According to the government, I should be somewhere around like 145 for my height. At 170, people told me I looked sick. Now, that's probably because I was eating a lot of mostly vegetables and not really getting probably good macronutrients. Probably fine on the micronutrients, but the macronutrients probably not. So if I got down to 145, yeah, not so much. Really what I'd like to do is get to 160 to 170. I'd like to keep it within that 10-pound range. 165 to 160 preferably. I'm 35 this year. I haven't quite turned 35. So, who knows? Maybe it's a midlife crisis. But yeah, no, I definitely need to take drastic steps in order to get this whole thing under control. And quite honestly, I'm tired of the medical system just taking my money for no reason, because it's not like they're finding anything. It's not like they're actually being helpful. The only thing they're doing is telling me that I'm normal. Well, if I wanted to know that I was normal, I could have kept all that money, right? That would come in really handy right now with the high inflation that we're paying. So, 30 days. This is probably just the start for 30 days. I realize that I'm probably gonna have to do this longer term to really see the glucose numbers start to come down. But really, what would make it worth it to me and point me on the right direction is that I start seeing that weight come down. And when I test my blood pressure, I see those numbers start to come down. Glucose is going to take, well, not the glucose necessarily, but the A1C is going to take the longest to come down, and to undo any potential damage that I've already been doing to my body is going to take a long time to repair. I understand that. And if I'm seeing benefits from Carnivore, then I'm going to keep doing it, because obviously if it's working, stick with it. Because what wasn't working was all the other stuff that I was doing. And absolutely, the American diet will put me in an early grave for sure. So, on the bright side, to that end, I mentioned I was over 190. When I started this, I was 193. And I weighed myself this morning when I woke up, and I was 187. Now that's 6 pounds in 1 week. That seems drastic. It seems incredible. But really, probably 3 pounds of that was water weight. I don't know why you lose water weight when you do a different diet. I don't fully understand that part yet. I'll have to look into it. Oh, excuse me, getting a little parched. Lime water, yummy. So yeah, I don't know why you lose water weight when you start eating differently. Like I said, I'll look into it. But let's just say conservatively 3 pounds. 3 pounds of that 6 was fat. Let's just say the other 3 pounds was water. So that means in 1 week, I lost 3 pounds of fat. I'll take it. If I can average 3 pounds a week of fat, and I'm 187, and I want to get down to 160, that's 27 pounds. That would take me 9 weeks to get to my goal weight. Now, I realize that as I get closer and closer to my goal weight, I'm losing less and less fat, right? Because obviously there's less and less fat on me at that point. Good. Even if it takes me 4, 5, 6 months, hey, listen, I'm in it to fix the 20 years of garbage food that I was eating and doing to my body. I don't think 6 months to a year is asking too much of the body to start healing itself. So I should probably mention the other thing I'm doing in addition to the carnivore is no alcohol. I may screw up every now and then. I'm not perfect. Nobody is. But alcohol is one of those things that is being cut. Last year or the year before, no, it was last year, I went from January 1st to April 1st, no alcohol. And then I went from the middle of June until October 1st or 12th, I can't remember, with no alcohol again. So for about 6 months out of the year, I went without any alcohol at all, and I was perfectly fine. I didn't combust spontaneously. I didn't melt away, nothing. So it can be done. So far, I'm seeing progress. Is it huge progress? No, but I mean, we have to set our expectations, right? So anyway, if there are comments, questions, concerns, things I should be doing differently maybe, things that I'm not doing that I should be, or things that I'm doing that I shouldn't be, go ahead, put them down in the comments. I do look at the comments. We can start the discussion. If you disagree with what I'm doing, your voice is more than welcome. However, keep it civil. I understand that I'm eating a lot of cows. I'm sorry for the cows, but I'm trying to do it as humanely as possible. So like I said, let's start a dialogue in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe. There's going to be more videos coming. If you guys and gals don't want to see the update every day of what I'm doing, if you just want to recap at the end of the week, let me know. It's a two-way street. It's not just me putting out stuff, and if people don't want to watch it, let me know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm looking forward to fixing this. Well, not so much this. There's only so much we can do with that. But this, I'm looking to fix this. That's why we're working out 2 to 3 times a week, sometimes 3 to 4, depending on what muscle groups we're working out and the schedule. So yeah, I'm looking forward to really improving. And on a side note, what do you guys think of the mustache? I can tell you the wife hates it. She is not a fan. I did have a beard for like 7 years, and I've had facial hair since I was 16. But this haircut is actually looking pretty good on me, I think. Yeah, been going to the wife's hair salon. Gents, it's not weird to go to your wife's hair salon, but they do a pretty good job on the skin fade. And this, I haven't had this before, but I'm liking it. Doing a little, pompadour thingy. I think one guy said at work, but I don't know. I think it's just cool. Whatever. All right. I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for putting up with me for almost 20 minutes of your life. And catch you back on Monday. Take care.